Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Ingram, professional basketball player, and today I want to give you guys a series of videos on introductory basketball. This is for the parent, the child who are entering into AAU system for the very first time, trying to figure out what they're getting into, what kind of skills and drills you'll learn, and kind of things you'll take with you as you continue your basketball career. So I'm hoping that these basic videos will be something to help you guys, one, know what you're getting into, but two, also take something with you that as you continue in your basketball career, you can kind of improve on these skills and become as much as a complete basketball player as you would like to be. We're going to talk about strong hand layups. So anybody who is just starting to play basketball, the first shots that you will consistently make are strong hand layups. It's just what you naturally gravitate towards when you first learn to play the game. Most people are right-handed. I have Courtney here. She's right-handed as well. We are on the right-hand side of the basket. Now, basketball players, as they're growing, as they're learning how to play, and especially if they're right-handed, they will naturally gravitate toward the right-hand side. You won't even think about it. But when you're practicing, when you're training, make sure that if you're right-handed and working on your right-handed layups, you go to the right-hand side of the basket. Left-handers will generally gravitate toward the left-hand side of the basket. And so as you are learning to become a better basketball player and you move out of just doing one side, you want to practice both sides. But whatever side of the basket you're on, if you're on the right-hand side of the basket, make sure you're practicing dribbling with your right hand. And when you're on the left-hand side of the basket, driving to the hole for layups, make sure you practice dribbling with your left hand. The reason you do this is because if there was defense here, they would be forcing you to go that way. You would not dribble with your left hand on the right-hand side of the basket. You'd be dribbling right into the defense. So these are things that you would naturally do, but when you're practicing, training, sometimes you don't have people to go against. Sometimes you don't have defense on you. You just want to know these things. So Courtney's going to practice some right-hand layups. The important thing about layups before you even get to the shot is your ball handling before you get there. Ball handling is very important. If you're not dribbling the ball low to the ground and hard so it can get back to your shooting pocket for you to go up, you're already hurting yourself in terms of making the layup. So you want to make sure, and you'll see Courtney, she'll make sure she has a strong dribble so that when she gets to the basket, there's no reaching down for it. There's no bobbling of the ball. She has a strong dribble so she can go right up with her layup like she wants to. The second part about this is where you jump from, okay? A general rule and area you want to think about jumping from, as soon as your feet enter the paint, that's kind of when you want to go up. Some people jump and they haven't even reached the box yet or the bottom of the paint. That's probably a little bit too far out. Some people, as they're first learning, they go so far under the basket that they're actually shooting it backwards. So you want that in-between area. Just as you're entering the paint, as long as you're going with enough speed, enough momentum, that's kind of when you want to take off. The last part of making layups with the strong hand on the strong hand side, no matter what side of the rim you're on, is what you're aiming for when you let it go. What Courtney will be aiming for as she goes to the rim is on the backboard. Every backboard has a square, and I was always taught, and I teach my kids, to aim for the top corner of the square that's closest to you. So Courtney will be aiming for the top corner of the square right here, hitting it nice and soft off the glass. And even if she was on the left-hand side of the basket, she'd still be aiming for the top corner of the square that's closest to her. If you hit that spot nice and soft, 9 times out of 10, your layups go in, all right? So what you'll see is Courtney going through some layups. I'll let you go now, Courtney. Take some layups, and she'll be aiming for that top corner of the square each time. Now, it may not hit exactly at that spot, but that's the general area she's aiming for. She's got a good dribble going. She's not bobbling the ball as it comes to her, and as soon as her feet are entering the paint, she's taking off. Now, the last thing you'll notice, most right-handers, they tend to jump off their left foot, okay? This is a natural thing that most right-handers do. This is the fundamental way to take layups. If you're right-handed, you want to jump off your left foot, okay? That's the foot you do most of your planting on. That's your inside foot when you're on the right-hand side of the basket. So all of Courtney's layups right now, she just jumped off her left foot. Now, as you get to playing and you have defense going against you, sometimes Instead of jumping off that left foot, you may have to jump earlier or quicker. Let's say somebody's chasing Courtney, and by the time she tries to jump off that left foot, she has to take an extra step to do it, and a defender comes and blocks the shot or catches up to her. So I always have my athletes, even though we always do it the fundamental sound way, to also practice layups jumping off the opposite foot. So Courtney's gonna take some layups now where she jumps off her right foot to finish. So go ahead, Courtney. So that's the same layup, going for the same spot, the same ball handling, jumping at the same area, but jumping off her right foot. Still able to make them at a great percentage because she's still hitting the same spot the same way. And again, you want to practice both. Always the fundamental way is a great way to practice, but you practice both because the game may call for this type of situation, okay? You're kind of reacting to the defense when this happens. And there's sometimes when there's people under the rim, especially for young kids and playing defense in fast breaks, you'll see a lot of this where there are collisions at the rim, okay? So to best protect yourself from the collisions at the rim, somebody jumping off one foot and getting hit by a defender, getting it taken out from the air. Many people have seen that before. You have some bad falls. So there's another type of layup Courtney can demonstrate now. When you're in a game, sometimes you can't control what foot you jump off of. You may be reacting to how the defense is guarding you. So let's say somebody is chasing Courtney. She doesn't have time to think about, well, should I jump off my left every time? I'm gonna have to take an extra step to do that. If she takes that extra bit of time, she may get blocked. So now you see her practicing layups off 2 feet. The game calls for different situations for what your feet have to take and make layups. You have to account for defense, okay? And sometimes the defense will make you jump off your left foot. Sometimes the defense will make you jump off your right foot. Sometimes you have a defender, you have to brace for contact, and that's when you can jump off 2 feet. So Courtney, take a few more. So Courtney, this time jump off your left foot. Jump off your left foot, just to show them you can control it. So all 3 of these layups, whether it's left foot, the proper way, right foot, kind of the improper way, or 2 feet, whether she's bracing herself for contact, she's still aiming for the same spot. She's still dribbling the same way. She's still taking off from the same spot. So those are the things you want to think about when you're doing layups, especially on your strong hand side. Good job, Courtney. Excellent job. What's up, guys? This is Andre Ingram, professional basketball player. I'm here on Basketball Business and Boss Moves. I would love if you guys liked and subscribed to the channel, trying to give you guys good things in everything that I mentioned in basketball, in business, and in Boss Moves. So you guys like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy.